Hello, guys. Today we will be discussing legalization of cannabis and CBD products. This was made by Madeline Robles, Heather Platt, John Simone, Brianna Ruthler, and, and Molly Santiago. I will also be presenting this discussion.
For our key leaders, we were able to identify three main individuals. The first, the U.S. Senator Cory Booker, seen in the first picture. Second, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Third, Senate Finance Committee Ron Wyden. They introduced the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act. This is a comprehensive legislation that would end the harmful and out-of-touch federal prohibition on cannabis by removing cannabis from the federal list of controlled substances and empowering states to implement their own cannabis laws. Our problem management slide shows a quote that stuck out by Leader Scummer that states, "The Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act will be catalyzed for the change by removing cannabis from the federal list of controlled substances, protecting public health and safety, and expunging the criminal records of those with low-level cannabis offenses, providing millions with a new lease on life." A majority of Americans now support legislation cannabis, and Congress must act by working to end decades of over-criminalization. It is time to end the federal prohibition on cannabis. Leader Scummer made a remark on how the legislation of cannabis helped work towards ending the over-criminalization of CBD products, but also giving individuals with low record offenses a second life opportunity.
So, some history and background information of CBD is that it's actually short for cannabidiol, and it's the second most prevalent ingredient in cannabis. The other number one being THC. It was actually first separated from marijuana in the 1940s. Um, the structure got officially reported in 1963. The person who identified that structure of CBD was Dr. Raphael Mechoulam. The first recorded use of cannabis plant dates back to China, where Emperor Changnan brewed CBD tea. So what is cannabis? Cannabis is all the products that derive from the plant. It has many cannabinoids, and the two most common being tetrahydrocannabinol and cannabinol, which is THC and CBD. As you look on the picture, there is a difference, quite a difference. It has, they almost look the same, but if you look closely, they have different components and different compounds. So, what is cannabis and CBD products? CBD is found in marijuana, but the difference between that and THC is that it's not a mind-altering substance. It actually doesn't even have any psychoactive effect. It doesn't produce that high that the THC does. It's either consumed or put directly on the skin. Other uses are in materials such as shirts and backpacks. It's also in many consumer products like food, oil, capsules, and makeup or cosmetics. There It first got legalized in November 2020 with Proposition 207, which is the Safe and Smart Act. It states that adults over 21 could get 1 ounce or 5 grams of marijuana. From today, 39 states have legalized cannabis. So, what are the benefits of CBD products? According to Johnson and Wales University, It has been found that it prevents seizures, lowers anxiety, treats chronic pain, lowers blood pressure, and even helps fight cancer. Some common medicine is Epidiolex, which contains CBD and is FDA approved. It treats epilepsy, which is like severe seizures. Marinol and Syndroles is a synthetic THC that's also FDA approved. They treat the after effects of chemotherapy. They treat weight loss and loss of appetite for those with AIDS. It also helps your sleep rhythm, and it helps you go to sleep with a better quality and a faster time. The advantages of the legalization of cannabis, it has benefited our economy from the regulated commercial availability. It raises job growth and tax revenues. It was found that in 2021, a total of 3.7 billion were collected, which was actually doubled since 2019. By being able to buy marijuana at the store, it's so much safer than buying it on the streets because you know what you're getting and you don't have to worry about it being laced with fentanyl or any drugs, really. The consequences of legalization of marijuana is unfortunately there has been more cannabis related hospitalizations increased after Colorado legalized marijuana. With this, um, it also complements other drugs, so it's a concern that the legalization increases the use of drinking and opioid use. But again, there has been no official study with that one. It has also been easier to develop a marijuana abuse and dependence on adults. And it was found that 6% of people were more likely to try it now that it was legalized. The public stigma of CBD is that oftentimes people use CBD or weed or marijuana interchangeably, so it causes confusion. Many people believe that CBD can alter your state of mind because, unlike THC, it doesn't have the psychoactive properties, but unfortunately, it's just used so interchangeably that people have that misconception. Again, since the early 30s, marijuana and any kind of cannabis were illegal. So little by little, at the gas stations, you could see CBD lotions and even CBD chapstick. And now we're able to have access as long as you're 21 and over to get your hands on marijuana. So the older generation still has that stigma of, hey, you're not supposed to be getting that drug. But now CBD is considered a drug, but it's actually a prescription drug. And also, since THC was found to alter memory, CBD was also assumed to alter it. So, what are the next steps for cannabis and CBD? It would be more knowledge and information about CBD, more education about what's the difference, how it affects you, how it helps you. More CBD testing with the FDA. Providers offering it more to patients as an alternative, with little cane and all those pomades. Maybe a CBD cream could also be used. And the last one was reducing stigma around the use of CBD and any cannabis products. That was it. I hope you enjoyed. Here is our references.